What actually happens when AI stops just talking to us and literally starts driving us around? I mean, I want you to imagine a world where artificial intelligence is way more than just some digital chatbot living on your screen. Instead, picture it as a reasoning, physical agent, kind of like a little animated stick man leaping right out of your chat window, jumping into the driver's seat, and safely navigating our actual physical streets at 70 miles per hour. Crazy, right? But that reality, it's no longer science fiction. It's arriving right now.
So, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're decoding a massive shift that's completely reshaping the global automotive world. And we're starting with the groundbreaking technology inside the highly anticipated 2026 Mercedes CLA. We're going to look at the exact hardware, the models, and the massive corporate alliances that are making our cars way smarter than we honestly ever thought possible. Let's dive right in.
Okay, here is a quick roadmap of what we're covering. We'll start with how AI is taking the wheel, unpack Nvidia's massive physical AI breakthrough, map out how AI agents are basically riding shotgun across the industry, look at the explosive robotaxi rollout in Europe, and finally, we'll define this entirely new era of mobility. All right, Section 1. AI takes the wheel and how the dashboard is changing. Right now, the world's biggest tech giants and your traditional automakers are rapidly merging their expertise. And look, they aren't just trying to make, slightly better cruise control. They are trying to solve the ultimate edge cases of autonomous driving. I'm talking about those wildly unpredictable, chaotic moments on the road that older software just absolutely could not handle. To get how they're doing this, we first need to define the core technology driving the whole shift, which is physical AI. So what is that? Well, physical AI represents artificial intelligence models that are specifically designed to perceive, reason, and act within the physical world. For the last couple of years, we've all been amazed by large language models generating text or writing code, right? Well, physical AI moves completely beyond that digital text stuff. It processes physical sensory data in real time. It actually reasons through the physics and geometry of the world, and then it executes complex physical tasks.
Moving on to Section 2, Nvidia's physical AI breakthrough. Alpamayo hits the road.
Now, what's really interesting here is the contrast between two very different eras of tech. In late 2026, Mercedes is going to debut their new CLA, and under the hood is something truly revolutionary from tech giant Nvidia. In the past, we relied on legacy driving algorithms. These were mostly rule-based, meaning they relied on hundreds of thousands of lines of if-then code. And the problem, they really struggle with unpredictability. Like if a legacy system encounters a completely novel situation, say a flock of unusual birds suddenly landing right on the highway, it might just freeze or fail simply because that exact scenario wasn't explicitly pre-programmed. But jumping to the present, Nvidia's new software is built on their open-source Alpamayo model family, and this relies on reasoning. It doesn't need a pre-programmed rule for every single scenario. It actually understands the physical world dynamically, which allows it to handle those complex edge cases and just drastically improve vehicle safety. And get this physical AI revolution isn't just restricted to the streets. It is completely rewiring the factory floors that actually build these cars. Boston Dynamics and Google DeepMind have officially teamed up to integrate the Gemini Robotics AI into their Atlas humanoid robots, and they are explicitly targeting the automotive sector. So basically, before the AI even drives your car, another physical AI is helping to manufacture it. How wild is that? Let's move to Section 3, AI agents ride shotgun and the automotive AI arms race. If we zoom out from just Mercedes and Nvidia for a second, you'll see a massive technological arms race forming across the entire global auto industry. And the alliances happening right now, they are staggering in their scale. We already talked about Mercedes partnering with Nvidia for that reasoning-based autonomous tech. But right alongside them, you've got Volkswagen teaming up with Cariad and Chinese EV maker XPeng. And then there's automotive giant Stellantis, the folks who own Jeep, Chrysler, Fiat, and Peugeot. They are aggressively partnering with Microsoft. Literally every major player is scrambling to secure a massive tech ally just to survive this transition. Let's actually drill down into what Volkswagen is doing specifically for their Chinese vehicle lineup. They are developing the China Electric Architecture, or CEA. And what is fascinating here is the sheer level of local integration. They are literally putting onboard AI agents powered by locally trained large language models right into the cars themselves. Crucially, they're utilizing entirely on-device processing. So what does that mean for you? It means you get supernatural, conversational voice interaction for your car's features. But because it processes locally, your privacy is fully protected. They're basically setting the stage for a massive multi-agent system that combines driving, the cockpit, and ecosystem services by 2027. And the financial and structural impact of these AI alliances is absolutely massive.
Stellantis and Microsoft Azure have formed this 5-year strategic collaboration. By migrating to Microsoft Azure's cloud and AI infrastructure, Stellantis is aiming to reduce its global data center footprint by an unbelievable 60% by 2029. That is a huge reduction. But look, it goes way beyond just server storage. Stellantis is deeply integrating AI into its daily corporate workflow. They're deploying 20,000 Copilot chat licenses to their employees, and they're establishing a completely AI-driven global cyber defense center. This beautifully highlights a trend identified by the consulting firm McKinsey regarding the M&A landscape in 2026. These companies, they aren't just merging R&D budgets to build a shiny new dashboard. They are using these integrations to redesign their entire organizations around automation, analytics, and generative AI. It's a transformational change for the whole shebang.
Okay, Section 4, Europe's robotaxi rollout and the streets of 2026. So we've talked a lot about the AI you will personally own and interact with, but what about the AI you just borrow for 10 minutes? Across the continent, self-driving commercial fleets are rolling out at an explosive pace. In Zagreb, Croatia, Pony.ai and Uber are launching commercial services. In Madrid, Spain, WeRide and Uber are running tests. In Munich, Germany, Uber is deploying taxis with momentous tech. Over in Switzerland, Apollo is working with Swiss Post, and in Luxembourg, Stellantis is testing with Pony.ai. We are seeing major ride-hailing platforms actively deploying largely Chinese autonomous technology to establish an absolute foothold in Europe right now.
And this brilliantly illustrates how they scale so fast. Companies are using a highly collaborative, split responsibility model, just like we're seeing work effectively right now in Zagreb. Think of it in 3 steps. Step 1, Pony AI supplies the validated self-driving AI technology. Step 2, a company called Vern manages the actual fleet ownership and day-to-day physical operations. And Step 3, Uber acts as the consumer bridge, connecting the service to its massive global ride-hailing network. By dividing up the tech, the maintenance, and the customers, they've created a perfectly scalable and replicable pathway. To put this global scale into perspective, let's compare 2 industry heavyweights. In the US, Waymo currently has approximately 3,000 driverless taxis operating across a dozen cities. Meanwhile, Apollo has roughly the exact same number, about 3,000 taxis, but deployed far wider across 27 Chinese cities, plus Dubai. So the takeaway here? This technology isn't just some cute pilot program anymore. It is a full-blown global commercial reality. Which brings us to Section 5, the new era of mobility. Zooming out to look at the big picture we've uncovered in this explainer today, the fundamental takeaway is this. The future of mobility is physical, it's collaborative, and it is entirely autonomous. Whether it's the Mercedes CLA using Nvidia's reasoning AI to calmly handle complex edge cases on a rainy highway, or the highly collaborative networks of Uber and Pony.ai sweeping across Europe, the automotive industry has triggered a point of no return. We are moving from vehicles that require our constant supervision to dynamic agents that literally think, reason, and act completely independently in the physical world. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to hand over your keys to a physical AI, knowing that this reasoning software is watching the road, thinking through edge cases, and adapting in real time? Do you trust the machine to take the wheel? Let me know your thoughts on this incredible technological shift. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep your eyes on the road ahead.